Okay, this is a video response to a video titled Agnostic Challenge to Atheists. So I'm just going to go through and answer the questions. The first question was, when did you become an atheist? Well, at birth we are born without a belief in God, so I guess I was an atheist at birth, just as everyone else was. Why do you choose atheism above agnosticism? Well, I don't. I think I can agree with both ideas. Agnosticism, as far as I understand it, means you don't think God can be proved, you don't think God can be disproved. Well, I agree with that, so that would make me an agnostic. An atheist is someone who believes there is no God. I believe that too. So I believe something without proof, all the Christians are going to be shouting, or all the Muslims. Well, yes, I do believe something without proof, but I am using the balance of probabilities. I think it's highly unlikely as a proposition that God exists. So while I accept on an intellectual level that it can't be proved or disproved, I don't believe there is a God. Question 3. There are a lot of scientists who support religion. Why is that? Because there are a lot of scientists. Take any group of people and there's going to be some religious people among them. So Einstein was agnostic, Stephan Hawking is agnostic, Newton was Christian and did not even believe that his own theory was godless, and lots of scientists say that science actually confirms the Bible. So that's what this guy is asking the questions is saying. Einstein was generally considered a pantheist, although there's some discussion about that. Stephen Hawking couldn't comment on, I don't know enough about him. Newton, definitely a Christian, I agree. Born in a time when there really weren't many options about belief system, and even if he wasn't a Christian, it'd have been unwise to say it, because it wouldn't have gone down so well. But I believe that he was a true believer. From reading his biography, he was very much interested in the disproving of the Holy Trinity as a doctrine of Jesus Christ, and he was also into alchemy and other sorts of wacky stuff. So yeah, he was a Christian. My question to you would be, why are you asking about scientists? If you want to know about scientists, what you'll find out is that the large proportion of scientists are in fact atheist. And it turns out that as people become more educated and more enlightened, more of them become atheist. There are several studies that are showing that. So what you want to make of that, I don't know, but that's true. There are actually science facts in the Bible and the Quran which were unknown at the time. Why is that? And you go on to say the Quran's creation story is pretty similar to the Big Bang Theory. The Bible talks about the amount of stars and that the Earth is round, etc. You can Google for some. As far as I'm aware, the Bible says that the Earth is a circle, which it isn't. It's a sphere. I don't know anything about the Quran, so I couldn't comment on that, but I imagine that you can probably loosely interpret any creation story to be similar to the Big Bang. Yeah, so I don't agree with you. I don't think there were science facts in the Bible or the Quran which were unknown at the time. Next question. Do you try to convert theists? Why or why not? Yeah, theists that want to pester me, yeah, I'll have a chat with them. In fact, I'm making it a point of mine to respond to any theist attempts to convert me to religion, and I have taken the Mormons up on their offer, their TV advert, and I've had my Book of Mormon delivered by Mormon missionaries. I've been to Mormon church, and I, will continue to go until they kick me out, basically. But I will speak my mind and voice my opinions, because after all, they invited me. You go on to say in that same question, theists will never know if they're wrong, because if they die, they stop existing. But they die without worry, thinking of heaven, for example. Isn't it better to believe in a lie which makes you happy than a truth which makes you unhappy? Some atheists are unhappy because they don't see a purpose. Lots are happy, of course. I'm a happy atheist. I think I would rather know the truth. The problem with a religious perspective is you don't necessarily allocate your time as you would if you had an atheist viewpoint. You think you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of years to do all this stuff, and that this is just like a little practice, and you can do the other stuff later on in your afterlife. No, you've got, you know, about 80 years, and you better get done what you want to do before you die. So I prefer the realistic view because I can spend my time more wisely, and I think you can be quite a happy, fulfilled, purposeful atheist. No contradictions in there at all. You're just realistic. You're just facing the world. In fact, I think that atheism is a position of courage, and religion is a position of fear, because you know you're not facing up to the reality of the world around you. Question 6. What if alien life was discovered with the same religion as one here on Earth? You go on to say, okay, not a really strong question, but just think about what that would mean. I agree, not a really strong question. I'm not even going to bother with that one. What would convert you to theism? Probably a lobotomy. That would probably do it. And you go on to say, what would you consider to be proof of God? Well, it'd have to be quite a lot. God came down, spoke to me, gave me some, you know, special magical powers, and you know, I could sort of rule the world for a few years and have a jolly old time. Yeah, that might persuade me. Nothing short of that is going to persuade me. Would you, question 8, I mean, this is again not a very good question. Would you prefer God and an afterlife? Why or why not? And then you go on to tell me what you'd prefer. What we would or wouldn't prefer really has no bearing whatsoever on the truth and what really happens. You know, would I like to be super intelligent? Yes. Would I like to be 25 forever? Probably. Would I like to be invincible? Yes. Again, what bearing does this have on the truth which apparently you are seeking? Would I prefer God and an afterlife? Depends on the kind of God that you're going to propose. Depends on the afterlife. If it's the Christian God, then no, because I'd be screwed. I'd be sent straight to hell for being a non-believer. So yeah, definitely not the Christian God, because I'll be burning in hell eternally. I'd much rather be dead. If I've got the possibility of choosing eternal life and just doing my own thing, yeah, that'd be great. But again, just pure wish thinking. Hypothetically, question 9. Hypothetically, God actually exists and you die and find yourself standing in front of him. What would you say? Again, if it's the Yahweh God, I'd probably say, oh shit, just before I get sent down to hell. If I had any more time than that, I'd ask him a few questions about why everything was so totally unbelievable. And last question, would it be okay to kill someone if you're not caught? I'm going to ignore the if you're not caught bit, because I don't think that's relevant to me, whether I'm caught or not. If I had any reason to kill someone, the last thing I would have in my mind is whether I'm being caught or not. I can think of situations where I would find it morally acceptable to kill somebody. The first one would be in self-defense. Someone's coming at me and they're going to kill me, then I'm going to do everything I can to survive. So, you know, I'm not going to be thinking about the consequences if I'm caught. I'm just going to be fighting for survival. I can't think of many situations where I, you know, if you're talking about things like someone has wronged you and you want to go out and get revenge on them, then no, I would not find that in any sense that acceptable to kill somebody. Whether I'm caught or not is irrelevant. My morals aren't based on being caught or not. Okay, so that's my answer to your 10 questions. I hope you find them, I don't know, enlightening, interesting.